can draft the center, for instance, or combine it with the likes of Alexa or Garen.
Yeah, and here we are in our champ select right now between Team Secret and one team. And right off the bat, Gragas and Twisted Fate being banned out. And the Galio, I feel like this is going to, James has plays a great Galio. So does you. So I think like, none of these teams, they just don't want to deal with it.
We're waiting out for the Camille.
I feel like, Azar right now, he does run that Darius coming in to this matchup. I feel like, there's...
Grab Camille.
Yeah. There you go. That's Camille.
It just keeps getting pinched. It's just crazy to me that this champion can be let through so often, and there's a big preference, right, towards like the Gragas and the Galio. Like, I understand the Galio more so than anything, but it's opening up the options for the Riven, for the Lee Sin as response as well. The Rakan is also there, which seems to be a staple. But we have seen the Rakan, I suppose, punished a lot more, Jess, right? The fact that, Singed and so on's coming out here to make it very difficult for the Rakan to be as safe as early on in the draft.
Yeah. And I want to point that out, like, if you pay attention to like today, like, against one team, almost all of the team banned their Gragas. Like, I do want to say that both Flash Wolf and one team played a really great Gragas. Like, they're one of the best. Like, if you not ban their Gragas, you're gonna have a tough time, for sure.
Oriana coming in for Team Secret. But yeah, interesting thing about the Gragas, I do remember possibly one of my favorite performances on the Gragas was from Boom eSports. With Gov and just doing amazing, wonderful things with the explosive cast. Going back into this one though, we have Team Secret. We have the Darius. Interesting, very interesting indeed. On the side of one team though, what I feel like this is going to rely heavily on the support side, especially since James is sort of like the one who the team rallies around. What do you think will one team bring out in order to counter that?
Wow. Oh. They're gonna bring out the Vi, so it's like, well, I actually Vi is questionable champion because not many teams like to play Vi anymore, right? They often go for like Jarvan, something along that line, or Olaf, but yeah.
Vi just feels like to me like that solo queue stomping champion, right? Like it just feels a little bit awkward at times and competitive, but like if it gets ahead right, it just pops off.
Yeah, and Vi can shut down something like Camille and Darius as well.
Yep, that is right. And on the side of Team Secret, it seems like again it's going to rely heavily on the leadership of James early on in the Icon series Philippines. When James had to sit out on a few games, we actually saw how it almost fell apart for Team Secret. So he really is the rallying point. One team though, I have a feeling they're going to catch on to that. They're going to catch on to that. So I feel like this is going to be a hot target here for one team. Irelia, though, this is interesting. Any comments on this, Skimmy? We'll start with you.
I mean, this is just wild to me, right? You're drafting triple melee. It should be an absolute field day for the likes of a Luda to try and shut down. But I mean, certainly could be pretty big for the Ziggs if you get strong enough to like look to shut them all down, prevent them actually forcing their hand, especially if their flashes are down. Going to be very difficult for them to Team Secret to play around this. I'm wondering what direction they go for the support, because you're imagining now it's just going to be the Oriana ADC, which teams are getting more and more adept at and are more keen to sort of flex and sort of throw your hand against. So I'm trying to figure out what support they'd go for, because I imagine they're just going to go for more engaged, and I guess Fresh is the answer.
Yeah, very nice pick. Like it's good against Lulu, as I said, and yeah, they just like going in.
Yeah, and you know what? Right now, Thresh seems to be a hot pick, a hot option for a lot of teams. I feel like Thresh isn't exactly too much of a comfort pick for James, but I'm eager to see what he does with this champion. Side of one team though, they will be bringing out, drum roll please, under the support as we wrap up our champ select. It's interesting here on the side of Team Secret. You brought out this composition over here, and on the side of one team, they have something that seems to be very, very standard. Is this one team testing the waters for Team Secret, or do they just want to end this quickly? What do you think, Skimmy?
I feel like one team are just looking to try and draft, something standard, receive the pressure that Team Secret are throwing their way, and almost say that, well, it's game on for you, because sure, the Varus is banned, and Varus is one of the best answers to a composition like this, but the brand has been available, and it's a nice pick that even I've forgotten about coming out here in that final 5th position. Did I decide to go for it? I mean, obviously you could talk about the bouncing around and the Pyroblast is putting in a ton of damage, but the Ari wouldn't be too bad as well. Guess it's not going to be all the same in terms of what it offers, but certainly gives you a lot of pick potential of Team Secret to try and roam and hit you from those flanking angles.
Yeah, Jess, any comments on the draft so far?
I do think that Ari is the best pick here, because like when the Team Secret try to initiate with Thresh or Camille, they can look for the opportunity to like counter attack with the charm and like the rest of the damage.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting indeed. And this is going to be like, this is going to be a tall order for Team Secret. As we have mentioned, one team are basically the group to beat for Group A. So a lot of teams, one team, of course,
We looked up and down and we said that this is probably going to be the best match that we're going to see. So we have a lot of expectations here, and I hope we don't get let down, but it looks like we're going to see a bit of a spicy start to this one.
Yeah, a lot of early roams into the mid lane. Look at Hammers.
He knows he's there.
Ready it up. He's
the
up.
flame.
He's there. That's going to be the CC. Ninja
Nice.
7, a lot of damage down, but not going to get that kill. But this is a statement that Team Secret wants. We want all-in pressure. We want to delay how you scale up.
Yeah, exactly, and it's off to a great start, off to the races. Budding the flash from Ninja 7 just means that when Hamas hits level 2, he can have legitimate kill threat here onto the Ziggs Lulu bottom lane. Typically, an Ori lane, it's quite a slow one, it's quite a passive one, but with the lead that they've gotten already and with the support counter pick, that could definitely swing in the other direction as well. I like how aggressive Chewy and Hamas are trying to play down here, but let's talk a little bit about the rest of the map, right? We see, level 2 though, look out for the hook. Oh, very,
it's
very
gonna miss.
nice. Very nice there from Siu.
Such a charge with a lot of CC onto Hammers, supporting with the damage as well. And this is what Eri does. In a Ziggs, a lot of damage coming through in the early game.
Indeed, a lot of damage in the early game, and we see Trevor here trying to help Tatsuri push the wave in. That's one of the downsides of this Irelia in the mid lane. You don't really have control of the wave, you can't really push in the short lane up against the Ari. That's very nice, just farming out the wave with her E, and that's going to be Scuttlecrab here in the bottom side heading over to Trevor, because Azar, he's going to be playing weak side now, right? So he's going to, I say that, but he's doing a lot of damage to Kid.
Yeah, he froze the wave near his turret, so he is pretty much safe. And top of all that, he has Apprehend. He has a lot of mid-range damage
He's got
based
barrier
on his skill kit, right? And also barrier as well. Really just try and pressure down Kid, and I think that is exactly what he wants. And look at that. He recalls Kid, force him away.
Would you
look
look
at
at
Group A so far.
Yeah, would you look at that, Infinity? We have a bit of a scoreboard going on here. Of course, one team, they did split the map. They did split one series 1-1. And look at this roam from Hamas coming from a pretty cheeky angle here. Not going to find anything. We'll just go back to the bottom lane. But yeah, I'm quite impressed by Buriram United today. You know, I think they might honestly be front runners in the group here from what we've seen. They've played against the bottom teams. That is true. But we have to point out that they looked very, very clean, even up against Team Flash, who are no slouches as well. So I wouldn't even be surprised if we see Buriram United pull out a top 2 in this group. We'll have to see how Team Secret do though. Hook missing again from Hamas.
What a clutch coming in from Siu. That was close. If Pixie wasn't there, he could have been killed.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. He misses the hook. He hasn't been hitting many of these, but credits to Siu, right? He's been doing very well to sidestep it, but Hamas has been very aggressive as well with his hooks, with his flays rather, and has been doing a lot of work with them. He's gonna just shove this wave out here, and they're just gonna be able to get a nice little reset in, get the tempo going in their favor. But a pretty even game so far here, Infinity. Oh,
yeah,
Trevor
definitely.
not seeing that one.
Yeah, so close, so close. He was just beside it. He wasn't able to see it, but this is the time, 3-minute mark into the game, that we all have that ultimates up. Maybe not for the supports, for Hammers, for Team Secret, or Stew, for one team, but this is where everything starts. This is where the clash, the party happens for this game, as you look at 3-man roam coming from one
this
team.
is cheeky. He smells it though. Look at Azar. He knows he's the weak side.
Whoa!
Oh, well.
Flash with a bolt breaker actually puts down Azar. Apprehend, double man knock up, but that will be the first blood for one team. Kills down Azar.
Really nice there from Cienio. I thought the play was over. I thought Azar got out. He was playing it so safe. It seemed like he smelt it. He had a bit of a sixth sense. But Cienio with the punch, flash, and the Lulu to back him up. And that's going to be a nice little first blood pickup there. I actually wonder who got the kill. I think it would be really nice if Riven got it. Get him to a bit of a lead. Yeah, there we go. He has the full Black Cleaver. It's close to about like 600 gold lead. So he's going to be sitting pretty happy right now. And if he keeps finding these tempo, if he keeps finding these good traits, the top lane could be a serious concern here for Team Secret. It's going to be with Herald started out though.
Yeah. And Team Secret starting this up, and I think they need this. They want this because this alleviates some of the gold value that they have lost up against one team in this game number 1. However, they're trading this for an Infernal Dragon. So when it comes to later on, when it comes to scaling, one team has that edge with that 6% damage, the bonus increase with Infernal Dragon for one team esports.
Yeah, and I would say the even bigger thing here is that Tatsuri cannot farm. He has nowhere to go. That's always going to be a bit of a heartbreaker. We do see the Herald drop on the other side of the map. That means that they will... Actually, they didn't even use the Herald, I believe. They do just raise the turret down first. So that's going to be really nice with Team Secret. If they can use the Herald to break mid lane, that is going to be extremely huge here. Because typically, when you play against Ahri and Ziggs, you basically never get to touch mid lane turret. So saving the Herald is going to be really nice. Alternatively, they have the option to use it in the bottom lane as well and try to get a pick with Trevor and Tatsuri on aggressive champions like this Camille and Irelia.
Yeah, and they could use it when the next dragon comes up because it gives you a lot more value coming down to it. It gives you just a split manpower coming from one team. So I think there are multiple choices that Team Secret has or can do with that Rift Herald for later on. But so far, we're currently looking at one team dominating, or not dominating, but getting that lead here up against Team Secret with around 500 gold. Not that much. We're still in the early game, but so far they're showing up big time when it comes to those aggression that they're doing constantly up against Team Secret.
Yeah, and I think that when we see these even games, what we always have to talk about is scaling, right? Who outscales, who scales better. If we go even into the mid to late game, who's going to benefit from that? And honestly, if you look at this game, I say it's pretty even. You have an Ahri Ziggs trade-off on one side. You have Irelia, who scales a bit better than Ahri. You have Riven, who scales a bit better than Darius. But conversely, you have Camille, who scales a bit better than Vi. I would say the big point of contention here is that Lulu is going to be way more impactful than Trash, right? That's kind of what we saw last game as well, right? Trash is going to be useful now, but he's going to be pretty lackluster later on as the game progresses. So I think Hamas, he needs to be finding a little bit more here in the early stages of the game. Needs to be more active with his roams, but I also understand his worry that if you leave Chewie alone here on the Orianna, he's just going to get jumped on by Vi.
Yeah, and that's the trade-off, right? Having an AP bot laner, you don't really have that mobile.
Yeah, we are going to raise this here, boys. We're going to see Azar just going to the mid lane, respecting. And I really like what we're seeing from both of these teams. They know when they're the weak side, and they respect that. They back away. They don't force the plays. They don't try to greed for the waves. They know when they can and cannot touch waves. And that's why we don't see any goal lead exploding. We just see both of these teams being very respectful of when they can do what. And that's really nice to see. This is a pretty high caliber game, although I have to admit it's a bit of a resident sleeper one, but both of these teams playing very well.
Yeah, I think they're playing the patience game.
Yep.
We need to be very cautious on what we do and what we don't want to do, because one mistake can change the whole game into one side or another. So I think this is what Team Secret and one team is thinking. You know what? We do not want to have that huge risk with huge rewards, but more so have that low risk with huge rewards.
Yeah, low risk with potentially huge rewards, right? And Trevor here, he's gonna be a bit in a 1v3, but he's just gonna be able to get away from this one. I do think as well, right? We have to point out that both of these teams, you have to remember, they are fighting for first place here. When we talk about who's likely gonna top Group A, we typically list Team Secret as well as one team. Now that BRU have been playing so extremely well, I think they're in the running as well. But don't forget that these teams, they want to fight for as high a placing as they can. Because if we look at Group B, look at how stacked Group B is. Remember that the way you perform in groups will directly impact your playoff opponents. So if you get lost in your group, you're going to face the first seed from the opposing group. That's not what you want. You don't want to fight SBTC. You don't want to fight EVOS. You want to place as high as you can. That's why each match has such high stakes here at Infinity.
Yeah, so much value for each individual series, and not even just series, and even individual games itself, because it counts up. But once again, here, Team Secret looks for a fight to go for trash, as that's gonna be one team taking down the support,
Oh,
and
boy.
Tatsuri is locked in into the middle of the fight. He gets
Oh,
killed
boy.
down. That's gonna be one team getting the double here, as they don't get the third, but this is what they want. They get value out of that, and one team is now leading, and then they step forward for the Cloud Dragon.
One team, they set up first, they get into possession first, they are in the river first, and that means that when Team Secret walk in, when they try to face check, we kind of talked about this before, you don't have a true tank. Bah, yeah, that was a bit nasty there. A bit of a tilter there for Tatsuri, I would say. Dying in that fashion, that's not what you want to see at all.
Yeah, imagine how Baya did that. Spirit Rush went in for the flash, charmed and Arbor Deception. Pretty much every combo that you can pick up to just kill down Chewy. And I think that was a worthy trade, even if he lost his flash, because it was a secured kill. And so far, when you're looking at the kill standings, 0 kills as of yet for Team Secret. And one team is leading in a huge margin in this game.
Yep. Infinity, it's all about sending the message. Baya there pressed like 6 buttons in a frame of half a second. That was very mechanically impressive. But the main thing for me is that, you know, he sent a message to Chewy. You are not safe anywhere. I can get you even under your tier 1 turret. And it is a bit of a lead here for one team, but it's not a game-breaking lead yet. Keep in mind what kind of champions you have on TS. Ooh, Baya forced the ultimate away.
Yeah, but he
Oh, a lot of
actually comes in
damage.
once again.
So
That's gonna
much
be the
damage.
charm onto
boy.
Tatsuri with the Assault and Battery
Rented.
coming through from Xianyo onto one, but huge shockwave coming from Team Secret.
Nice.
Delays, disengage, one team forced to back away.
One team, they're bringing 5 people to the fight. They're trying to look for angles here. They want to go for Azar, but I think he's going to be slippery enough to get out. One team, they're grouping faster, they're grouping earlier, they're finding windows to make these plays. Team Secret unable to respond right now. So aggressive from one team. And we call back to the series we saw them play earlier today against Buriram, right? When they won the second game of the series, how did they do it? By playing aggressive, by playing fast, by finding tempo windows before your opponents are ready. And that's what they're doing again here today. Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
I think it was against Team Flash, sorry, not Buriram.
And that aggression is not just any aggression, because they control this type of aggression, right? When you're looking at it, they go for this hyper-aggressive playstyle, they go for this hyper-engage, but once they know that they are at a disadvantage, they come back immediately. They retreat, because they don't want to give anything out of Team Secret, because if they do, that's just gonna give much more value for Team Secret to make it back into this game, into the series.
And if you look at how the team comps want to play out as well, one team, they have a lot of pick, they have a lot of catch. Vi does that so well, Ari does that so well. Cienio gets baited.
Yeah, Vi actually just flies through that game,
yes.
flies over the wall with Assault and Battery, but not gonna be able to get that kill down.
Yeah, death sentence missed. That's a problem there. And you know what I think happened, Infinity? I think he was jebaited a little bit by the XY axis, and that's kind of why he didn't manage to get the hook off. Yeah, we're having a bit of technical difficulties, but we are back as Chewy forced the flash away.
Oh, Kid! Actually,
Oh no.
goes in for the flash, goes in for the stun. Not gonna be able to get that kill down. Kid with the wild growth. Going for the 3v1 up against Azar.
boy.
Forces out the flash.
Oh,
Look at the backside
man.
come from Baya. Goes for the charm, will not connect though. That's the important thing for Team Secret now. But Kid into the backside, goes for the stun onto Trevor. Trevor hook shots onto Baya to go for the stun. But once again, the charm will connect into the backside with the Arbor Deception. That will be what Team wants in this game. But even if they did not get any kills, they got the tier 1 turret.
Exactly, Infinity. It's not the kills that matter. Keep in mind, one team, they have so much pick. They have so much long-range poke. That's exactly what they're doing. They're throwing out their spells from range. They're not overcommitting. They recognize when they can go in, when they have to pull away, and they do exactly that. They realize we don't need to kill you here. We just need to chunk you out, take your turrets, and Team Secret, what do we really need to see from them? Baron is up, Dragon is up in 10. We need to see Team Secret find an angle with these team fights. They can no longer let one team play at a distance, play front to back against them, because when you're playing a team comp like Darius, Camille, Irelia, you need to get on their backline. And that's the problem for Team Secret right now. They are not finding angles to do so, and that's why I was so skeptical about this trash pick. It doesn't give you any more access to the backline. It's just purely for skirmishing and lane dominance, and that's looking to be a problem. Look at the setup here from Team Secret. They need to find an angle.
Ooh, the charm though from Baya will not connect. But one team still continuing on to the Ocean Dragon. Team Secret needs to go for it, but will not be able to do so. Now Xianyo with the Vault Breaker goes in with a knockup onto Hammond. Satchel Charge to follow up. And Team Secret wants to fight this. 4-man Shockwave coming from Rihanna. And the Assault and Battery connects onto the mid laner. Tatsuri will fall down though. That will be the double kill for one team. As Vault Breaker flash in coming from Xianyo once again gets another. And one team gets 4 out of that.
And what did we say, Infinity? You cannot front to back against one team's team composition. That's not what your comp wants to do. That's not what your comp should do. And that's the exact problem. Katsuri tries to run it in. It doesn't quite work out. Siu with the exhaust just shuts him down. And the members of one team, they kite out the team fight so well. They play the edges, the limits of the team fight so well. They get on the backline, they get the picks where they can. And that means that Team Secret, they get wiped. And that's Baron going over to one team. Trevor, Chewy, Azar even, they all still have their flashes available, but they can't do anything. The zone control, the crowd control coming out from one team, it's just too good.
Yeah, once they come in, you have Kid with the stun and also the knockup. Xianyu with a Vault Breaker and Assault and Battery. Bio with a Charm as well, and even Satchel Charge coming from Ninja 7. So pretty much every single aspect or direction you can take, there's CC waiting to come up. So I think this is what one team wants. Just all in pressure. Now Xianyo waiting for that Vault Breaker to charge up. That's going to be the knock-up onto Trevor. Not going to get that kill down, but one team, they're pushing into the mid lane. They have Ziggs to actually clear this out very easy.
Yeah, and Ziggs is gonna do so much work against these turrets as well. And remember, if you're on Team Secret, you do not have wave clear. If you step up to try to touch the wave with anything other than this Orianna ball, you get charmed, you get poked. And if you get poked out enough, that is Baya and Xianyo's their cue to go in.
Yeah, they're dancing with death here. They cannot do anything. And now it's going to be Xianyo once again with a Vault Breaker. That's going to be the kill onto Hammez. And one team is looking for their second inhibitor turret. 4-man up against 5. One team is just there. So much pressure in, but they opt to go back away.
Alright, you can't really blame them. I think they know they've already won. They know that they don't have to risk anything at all. Just take the Elder Mountain Dragon, come back in a minute, and you'll get the end regardless. So one team, they're opting to take a breath, play it a little bit more disciplined here, but I'm pretty sure there's no way they lose the game at this point.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, 12k gold difference. One team already has 3 dragons, and also opened up the mid lane and top lane. And you also have Ziggs to try and finish up the remaining turrets left for Team Secret. So I think this is one team's game. It's a very dominant so far. I think one team is their option is to really make a miracle play if there is an option to do it.
Yeah, they need to try to find something, right? But the problem is they're so choked into their base right now. One team never need to fight. That's the thing. That's the brilliant thing. Even if you force a fight somewhere, Kid, look at where he is. He is going to end the game on this Baron wave. There's really nothing they can do. The options are just running out here for Team Secret as the time passes. And if you don't find a miracle play, and I'll be honest with you here, Infinity, I don't see an angle. There should be no miracle play available. One team, they're playing this fight exactly as they should. They're setting up perfectly.
Yeah, very, very difficult for Team Secret to do. And Mega Inferno Bomb at this point is gonna hurt. You're looking at half HP immediate damage up against Team Secret. And you're looking at the remaining turret into the bot lane. That's sole remainder for Team Secret to defend the Nexus. And they cannot defend it up against a Ziggs. So much damage coming up. Pretty much Nexus base gonna be open. All lanes cleared down by one team.
Yeah, and this is pretty much the game here. One team, I think you guys are playing it a little bit too conservatively, but they don't want to risk losing a single thing here on the map. They're just going to camp the bush. Team Secret are going to walk in, and that's it.
This is it. This is what we meant a while ago. If you come in, you're going to be CC chain, and now it's going to hit onto the front line. Shockwave to delay the fight. That's because Xianyo with the flash to come into that fight. But Team Secret is walking back. They don't want this. They don't want to fight. But one team forces this out. And now, with one dead for Team Secret, they could actually just go for the end. Or even go for the Elder Dragon to just add extra security measure.
Infinity, I have this desk light in front of me that I turn on when we're gonna go into the cameras so that you can see my face in HD. I've been turning that on and off and on and off because I thought one team were gonna end like 6 times already, but they just keep backing off. They just keep taking a step back. They're saying, you know what, guys, we've already won the game. We don't need to troll. We want to play a perfect game here. Well, I say perfect game, but they did lose 2 turrets, right? But it's close. It's close to a perfect game. And one team, they're just gonna do what they're gonna do. They're gonna come in, take the Baron, and then they're gonna end with the 3 waves of Baron minions. I gotta say, in this game, once you lose triple inhibitors, it's basically a death sentence. So I don't really see Team Secret to have a chance back in.
Yeah, very, very difficult to say the least, but now one team looks like they heard you. They want to go very aggressive here. That's getting Mega Inferno Bomb. Hextech Ultimatum to try and disengage. Trevor's still gonna live, but the ultimate coming from Kid puts him down. And now Azar also follows up. This will be the 3v5. 3 members left for teams. You can defend the base, but one team is all alive, is all in well. That's gonna be the Wild Growth used up. They're going into the backside. Finish this game off, and one team takes the first game of the series.
Nothing at all Team Secret could do. It felt like they were helpless.
Game number 2. What are your predictions here? What can exactly is Team Secret going to do this time? Are they going to run that Thresh again? Is one team going to pick it up instead and say, oh, okay, this is actually how you do it? We're going to start with you, Skimmy. I want to hear your thoughts on this.
I think the Thresh, it didn't look as comfortable in Hummus' hands that game. Certainly is a champion that can obviously pop off in certain circumstances. A bit of a mouthful, that one. We did see one team already play around with this Thresh earlier today. They ran it with Divide and looked really, really good because they were so aggressive on the map so early on. And that pressure was felt elsewhere across the map. So it was tough for them to try and play around with as a result. I suppose one team here going to get first pick. And this could be that potential option if Team Secret says, you know what, it is the best of 2 format. We can flex around with some of these crazy picks. I mean, a Katarina is certainly not out of the equation when you're red side, a last pick. Just like that Singe that we've seen already pop up today. Certainly a curveball that teams need to be ready for.
I like this Galio pick coming in for Team Secret. Oh, the Senna
I'm
as
about
well.
to say this, like, if they're gonna play this kind of style, like front to back with a lot of bruisers, Senna is your go-to choice. It's really good.
Yeah. What can we expect for Team Secret if they have this? They have the Senna and they have the Galio right now. What else do they need to complete this puzzle, Jess?
I do think that they need a lot of bruisers in their team, but a lot of them ban out Camille, Riven. So I'm guessing they're gonna run Fiora. I'm not so sure. Or Aurelia again. Could be a possibility.
Yeah, like a Xin Zhao or like a Pantheon, anything that can really, really get in there and start the fight. And I think the J4 is a fantastic pick as well, right? You locked them in place with a Cataclysm, the Hero's Entrance afterwards, you're just locked inside that little arena, a lot of damage to follow. A huge mage pickup could be quite nice, but not necessary. The Lucian too, I mean, that's looking like a top lane Lucian if I've ever seen it.
I would prefer him to play as a Lucian mid, actually. Because, like, I don't know. Lucian top is more of a volatile champion to play. If you made a single mistake, you're done, like, for the entire game. So it's more partnership. And I do like the fact that you point out the Jarvan, because when Jarvan engaged with the Cataclysm and Senna follow up with a Dawning Light of Shadow.
Yeah, Dawning Shadow, yeah.
All right, okay. Yeah, that's a really good way to start a team fight.
Yeah, just so much damage, so much burst, and very hard to escape from, right? You combine that with the Lucian, the culling as well. Oh, the Mundo! Whoa. This will be exciting. I'm pretty sure this is the first one we've actually had of the entire C champs, both play-ins and groups.
Yeah, the Mundo. The Mundo is actually
unpack here, right, Infinity. We're gonna see some very interesting team comps from both of these teams. I really like what one team is running. This is something we saw earlier today as well, right? The Sona Lux. Why did I pick it here? Because you get the free scale against a Senna lane. So the Senna lane is gonna get a lot of scaling. The Sona Lux are gonna scale like crazy too. And I think that that's the name of the game here for these teams, for these players. And what do we see that's a little bit interesting here? If you pay attention to your minimap, look where Chewie is. He's gonna be creeping.
Yeah, he is on top side, just chilling up on that lane. And I think this is what they want. Switch on lanes once again. I think what Azar wants to do here is to not let Kid scale out, because in game number 1, we saw how Kid got the first blood, got that early skill, which dominated the rest of the game.
Oh, this is just too funny. It's a dual lane Darius Sona up against a dual lane Senamundo. Something I thought I would never say, and we're getting a solo lane Galio Lux matchup. Exhaust already used from Siu, so I think the Lux is losing out on that one for sure. Look at the poke coming in from Mundo Senna. Now, there is a bit of attack with the new Dr. Mundo when he does get updated, where he does play as a support and he has a lot of poke. This is not quite the same version of Mundo, but he still has the cleavers he can fling out. And look at the healing, look at the shielding coming in from Ninja 7 up against the healing from Chewy. It's a bit of an arms race here, and it looks like both junglers want to make their way up top.
Yeah, I mean, they want to pressure on top side because you have that early pressure in that you can give Jarvan 4 actually strong at level 3, which they can utilize, which they are doing right now. But one team actually looks to go for the contest here. Actually, they dive in. Xiao Yo is very low on HP. That's getting your first blood for Team Secret as they take one more out of that. And now they're crashing down on top side. The Tsuri just jumps in. That's gonna be an extra kill. Kid would be next, but they disengage. But Team Secret got 3-0.
Now, Infinity, that was already infinitely more kills than Team Secret got in the last game, so it's off to a great start here for them. Hamas in a bit of trouble, but I think... Ooh, boy. Alright, he gets out fine. No biggie there, but Team Secret off to a good start. And what do we see? What do we say, right? We want to see these teams play a bit more aggressive. That's exactly what Team Secret do. Look at the Gargoyle Stone Plate already from Azal. Before he has anything else, he picks that one up. He's gonna be a beefy boy, and I love what we're seeing from Tatsuri and Chewy. Grab the Executioner Callings, and no flash relax. Trevor? That was really bad from him. He pathed the wrong way. He should have just pathed to the far end and know that no matter where Lux runs, he will catch him. That was very iffy. I think that's a pretty bad play there from Trevor, and Sue will just get away.
Yeah, definitely. I think that was a good opportunity for Trevor to be able to lock down onto Siu. Yeah, because no flash, no way into return, no mana as well for Lux a while ago, but so far, I think it's all about pressure that Team Secret wants to do. I think they're doing a parallel strategy that one team did in game number 1. Let's go for an aggression, but we need to control it. We do not need to give more kills for one team because currently we're in the lead here.
Indeed, they are in the lead. They're gonna be happy with how things are progressing. And I mean, if you look at how things are going across the board, right? I feel like Darius is gonna get hurt by this dual lane setup a little bit more. Yeah, these gank attempts are just so odd. I don't know how Lux is just walking away from the Galio Jarvan, but I'll close my eyes about it, whatever that's happening. The main thing is, I think that Darius loses a lot more as Chewy gets hurt. Okay.
Yeah, that was close. Apprehend followed with the guillotine. If there was a tad bit more attack damage coming from Darius, it could have been over for Chewy in that aspect, in that fight, but however, one team would not be able to get that kill down. They're just going for the reset because right now, Mountain Dragon Rift Herald is now alive.
Yeah, this is the timing window, right? We always talk about the 3:30 to 4-minute timing window. How do the teams set up? How do we approach these fights? Galio's happy in the bot lane because he has the global to join the fights. Senna's gonna move into the mid lane. Now the Senna, Lucian. I guess this is also a lover's bot lane in a way, just a bit of a different one. They're gonna be getting mid prio here, gonna be shoving that one out. Executioner callings across the board is gonna be very effective and necessary against the Sona by Ninja. But the main thing to point out is because they went for these executioners, it delays their power spikes a lot. Look at the Luden's Echo from Baya, while Tatsuri does not have a completed item yet. And that means it's just going to be a trade here for Team Secret. Kid, though, in a bit of a sticky situation. Okay, put a belt away.
It's a parallel trade here for both teams. One team went for the Mountain Dragon. Team Secret went in for the Rift Herald. However, I do think Team Secret can utilize the Rift Herald to be able to scale much more and get much more lead up against one team esports because currently there's no one who has taken the tower first blood as of yet. Well, one team pressures in bot lane, Team Secret pressures in top lane.
And we're seeing the exact same thing we saw in the last game here, Infinity. We're just going to see a trading of sides, no Herald being committed by Team Secret, but one team, they will get it that much faster. It's a very rough game for a Galio to be playing against an Olaf Ari, right? Because he can't really walk up. Ragnarok just counters your whole kit, and he will just run you down. So Hamas they're having to respect means that he will lose the turret first, and this is gonna be, I think, things going a little bit back to normal as we see the lane states shape up on these resets.
Yeah, very commendable plays coming from one team. Yes, they did not get any kills from the duration of 3 minutes from the last fight that we saw, but they equalized the gold. Only a difference of 1.3k, and that I think itself is actually quite huge because a while ago it was a 2k gold difference against Team Secret. And when it comes to those gold accumulation, one team needs to be on par because they have Olaf, they have Lux, they have Sona. They need to have that skill potential. They need to have that items to be a matchup against Team Secret.
Oh boy. Oh no, Baya walks in and steals that one away. Gonna be a bit sad there. Hamas is a pretty tanky Galio though, but yeah, I like that you brought up the point about scaling, right? And I think that's something that's very important for us to consider. Now keep in mind, one team, they have double Juggernauts, they have the Olaf Darius. They're gonna want to run into you while the Lux buffs them, shields them, Sona heals them, you know, and all that jazz going on. That's kind of what they want to do. The problem is, if you get into the later stages of the game, you don't really have a late game hard carry. I would say that's basically Sona. Like Sona is your hardest carry in the late game. That's one option, but keep in mind that Team Secret, they have a lot of damage as the game progresses. Tatsuri's on Lucian, Chewy's on Senna. They will do a lot of damage as the Senna scales, especially infinitely. So that's something important to keep in mind. Kid!
One team actually dives in, they want to engage, you want to fight this, but you have the flash coming from Hammond to go back away. Heroes enters to follow through, zone away
This could be
the
big.
enemy team. Trevor goes back away with a flag and drag, no kills for one team. And Team Secret tries to rush in. Now the charm will connect onto the three, forced to back away, but Azar very low on HP. But Guillotine will not be able to get any out of that. They lost it, and now one team still remaining at 0 kills.
I hate these team comps. I hate Senna. I hate Sona. They just, no one dies.
Unlimited HP, unlimited
unless...
power. But now, one team, you know what? As soon as you stated that, they get a kill.
Yeah, that's a bit of a Costas curse going on, but look at Trevor. He just says, you know what? You guys are noobs. I don't need my team. I'm going to raise this turret down here. Baya's going to come to pick this one up, so it just will be one singular turret for Team Secret. It gives them back a little bit of gold. They are close to a 2,000 gold lead. Can't help but feel like there would have been a better use of the Herald than that, but still, we'll see what they want to do next on the map, right? I think something that I think could have been optimized a little bit better is maybe Trevor is the one to buy the Executioner's Calling. Instead, leave Tatsuri to complete his items because he's your primary carry and you need him to be doing damage, something that was lacking a little bit in the last game. With that said though, keep in mind it's really hard for a Lucian to do DPS into a team comp. Like one teams, they have so much pick, so much CC. If you walk the wrong way, they're just gonna chain stun you. So there's a lot to keep in mind here. Both of these team comps have a lot of goods, but they also have certain risk involved.
Yeah, it's a pros and cons that you need to balance, right? Yeah. There are pros that can give you a huge lead, but once it's not checked onto the task list, you're just gonna have that huge disadvantage. And for now, it's currently I think is pretty even. There's not a clear winner as of now because one team, even if they're falling bound behind, they're catching up on gold. But I think this changes things up. How Team Secret goes for the cream-and own bot lane, but will not get the kill.
Yeah, I'm pretty underwhelmed by Trevor here. This man has not hit a flag and drag, I think, the entire game pretty much. Here we go.
Look at the proto build, goes for the hook onto Tatsuri, Hero's entrance, zone away the
There
enemy
we
team,
go.
go for the 2-man knockup, huge CC, and Team Secret goes for the engage, double kill for Tatsuri, and the Infernal Dragon is open for them to take.
It is indeed. This is gonna be a free dragon here for Trevor because Cienio's dead, so no smite available, and that's gonna be exactly the kind of team fight that we were looking for. We always talk about Camille Galio, but back to the old school, right? Don't forget what the tradition has always been. Jarvan Galio is what it used to be, and Jarvan Galio is so good against the beefy Juggernauts here because you just lock them in. If you get on the squishy backline, that's also really good because you get to kill them. So there's a lot of good things about Team Secret comp that answers what one team is running, so that's really nice to see here.
Yeah, and even if they flash away outside of the Cataclysm, there's not enough time to react much faster onto the Hero's entrance. So pretty much Ham is, it's a free real estate, it's a free agent for Team Secret to utilize onto the CC chains up against one team to initiate onto those team fights. And for now, I think Team Secret has gotten back on track with the lead that they've gotten from the early game, now brought back in 2k gold lead here at 10 minutes and 30 seconds of this match. But so far for now, Almo, what do you think on what one team needs to do here?
I actually want to go back to the point you made. Keep in mind, if well, Hamas gets caught. There we go.
Before then,
Alright.
we have one team goes for the hyper aggression.
Yeah.
You know what? They answered it themselves. When I asked the question,
Indeed.
it looks like one team can hear us after all.
Yeah, I mean, the thing, right, is if you use your flash to get away from the Jarvan Galio combo, that's one less flash to get into the slippery back line of Tatsumi Solution and Chewy Senna, who you really need to get on top of. So if you burn the Juggernaut's flash to escape the Jarvan combo, that's also big, as we see a 5v5.
Yeah, Azar onto the front lines, very
Oh, no,
bruised, very HP, very strong, but
Chewy,
Chewy
Chewy,
stuck
Chewy.
into the mid lane, or not mid lane, but middle of that fight as he dies in the hands of one team esports, and now they're pushing in top lane.
They are indeed. It's going to be the top lane turret dropping. I'm not sure what kind of a team fight that was. Hamas wasn't there yet. He's probably telling his team, you know what, go fight. I can hero's entrance. But Chewy just gets caught. His positioning was a bit lacking. Not having flash on the Senna means it's so easy to get on and kill him. And one team, they find their way back into the game. They find their footing and they've tied up the goal.
Very, very close, right?
Yeah.
With only 1 kill or 2 kills, and then a third in top lane, equalizes the whole game. So very, very close so far on this game number 2. But the Baron Nashor is alive. The Baron Nashor is available to take down. So I think if anyone
no,
takes it from here, I
Tatsumi.
think this will change things up. But Tsuri now stuck onto the top side of the map,
Nowhere to
uses
go.
up the flash, but the charm will
Yeah.
connect with a Spirit Rush to follow through. That's gonna be the kill for one team once again.
A lot of mistakes here coming out from Team Secret. That's so disappointing to see. Even uses the flash from Tatsuri. Sure, he trades Cienyo as well as Baya's flash, but we talked about what Team Secret's comp wants to do. We talked about what was successful for them when they find the 5v5s. This is not quite gonna be it because Jarvan's Flag and Drag is not available, so they will just back off, not even burning Ragnarok. Actually, sorry, he doesn't even have Ragnarok available. And Azar, he started to use the 1v1.
Oh, kid! Oh,
Thank
that
you,
was
boy.
so close.
Clutches
Azar with a clutch ulti,
Yeah.
man. That was amazing from
Oh,
Azar, but
man.
here into the mid lane, it's a different story. One team esports now
Ragnarok.
dominating. Ragnarok now forced out to just cancel out the CC chain. Now Team Secret locks
No
in,
flash.
goes for the counter engage. No flash, as you stated.
They're doing
And
no
Ulti actually
damage.
connects down, but no damage. Heroes entrance with a knock-up. Actually gets the kill down for Chewy. And Team Secret
Look at
goes
Kid.
for the
Look at Kid.
1-4-0. But now,
Oh.
Kid into the backside, goes for the proto belt in with the apprehend, gets the kill, almost down, but Bayo into the sidelines. The 3 will fall down. That will be the 2-for-2 for both teams.
But look at the health bars on one team. Look at how low they dropped and they still find themselves full health, half health at the end of the fight. That's just the power of the Sona Lux. If you don't get on top of them, if you don't one-shot them, they're just gonna keep healing and shielding and healing and you just can't kill them the entire team fight. These long team fights are always going to be beneficial for one team for 2 reasons. You heal, you shield, you're gonna be tanky, you can't die, and Kid, he's gonna be stacking his bleed passive onto your tanks. When he gets enough, when he's content, when his passive is stacked up, he's gonna flash into your backline and he's gonna one-shot them. And that's the thing you need to keep in mind here. Team Secret, you have to find good executions onto the Sona Lux. You have to make sure that you take them down or you get them out of the fight at the start or it's gonna be difficult.
Ooh, that was close steal from Bio, but as you stated, right, it's Sona. I think what they just also have stated this a while ago, prior to the series, that Sona is a hidden gem. The
so
heals, the shields are absolutely insane, are absolutely nuts. And one team is showcasing it in this game in particular up against Team Secret, how much sustainability it provides for the team.
Yep. I mean, honestly, Sona is and has always been a broken champion. Her healing, her shielding, it's insanely overpowered. The problem is, Sona dies a lot. It's very easy to kill a Sona in the laning phase especially. That's why there's only certain situations when you can pick it. This time around, they see the Santa Galio and they say, you know what? That's not a lane that can really punish us. And they lock in the Sona Lux. It's scaling for free. It's doing so well. This Lux as well is a carry in its own right. Has a bunch of shields to make its teammates tankier too. So a lot of great stuff here going on. It's really showcasing, like you said, Infinity, why this Sona can be OP.
And it's not just this. You have to consider that one team has Darius and Olaf. So pretty much it's gonna be unkillable for Team Secret to try and burst them down. And you have Lux to go for Prismatic Barrier. So pretty much stack on stack on stack of shields and sustainability for one team in this game on this specific draft.
Yeah, indeed. And this is going to be one team. They have a lot of good things going for them here. We really need to see Tatsuri start to find some damage. We need to see Chewy start to get some damage off his own. They're worried about the Baron, and that's going to be the center ultimate use. But yeah, the problem that we need to see is we need to see the two big DPS dealers really find opportunities to pop certain members on one team, namely the Sona and Lux. And we also need to see the Jarvan Galio combo be used a lot better. That's a flash for Spirit Rush. I don't think that's worth it.
Flash at the root, not gonna be able to bring Vaya down. Calling will be forced
man.
away for Sanyo, but Flash will just save his life. That's gonna be 2 ultimates, and also Flash for Chewy. Wasted, burned down for Team Secret.
Yeah, indeed. So much committed there, but they do get Baya as well as Sienio to flash away. Team Secret, it feels like a bit of desperation. It's starting to feel like they're running out of options, and I do think that that's the case here. They really need to find something. They need to find some picks. They need to find some kills. If that's not happening, they need to find angles to set up 5v5s in the Dragon, in the Baron. That's exactly what we talked about last game. You need to get on the back line of one team. If not, you're never gonna win. But the problem is they can never get lane prio. They can't side lane. They can't outpush mid wave. Team Secret, they're running out of options.
And now Kid once again goes for Apprehend onto Azar. Azar locked in. That's gonna be Flash forced away. Now they're coming back. Lux with the ultimate. Gives them a little bit of damage. Not gonna be a whole lot, but one team will still be alive. That's gonna be important. No kills will be done.
Yeah, no kills taken. Azar forced to use everything to get away there, but it's fine because there's no dragon up just yet. He does waste his spells, but it's not going to be game deciding, and I think they're going to flip it right now. This is going to be a 2-man on the Baron.
Yeah, no information for one team on this Baron Nashor, and I think they could punish this. Now Team Secret though, now on a split man. Ham is now locked in, pinned down. That's going to be sent ultimate, forced away with a shield. The final spark alongside with a Hero's Entrance goes for the knockoff. One team eSports is fighting on a pitch. That is not where you want to be against a Jarvan 4 and also a Galio. Now Team Secret now goes for the counter engage, re-engage up against one team as they lock.
Look at Azar.
Now one team eSports needs to counter attack, but they can't as Team Secret takes 3.
They do indeed. 3 down. Tatsuri's so low. He's looking for something to heal off of. He doesn't even dare to walk near the Baron because if he gets spat on a single time, he will just die. He will pick up the honey food and come back to help his teammates out. And what's the difference here, Infinity? They found Ninja 7. They killed the Sona. The healing stops. The shielding stops. And Team Secret, they find a win. Exactly what they needed. Look at the goal. It's basically dead even. And this is going to be Elder Cloud Dragon. All of these teams recognizing we need to fight for this. Tatsuri has not based yet, so that might be a bit of a problem though.
They are. Vaya just here goes for the Foxfire. Will not be able to look for that, but it's very difficult. Almost there. A millisecond away from his death there.
It would have been really bad if his recall got cancelled there, because even if he doesn't die, that's so much tempo in favor of one team. And we talked about Team Secret. The problems that they had prior to this was they could not set up waves because they could not outpush on mid and they could not outpush on sides. Now with Baron, that's not the case anymore, and now they can look for better angles. Ninja 7 has no flash. Seo has no flash. If Jarvan finds them, that's game over.
Yeah, this is a dead game on what they need to do. It's a fight for a win here. The do or die situation for Team Secret and one team on what they need to do. As Elder Dragon now being started up by Team Secret, it's gonna be one team looking for a loophole up against Team Secret here, because if they lose the Elder Dragon, this is indeed gonna be game over. Sianyo walking away, but too much slow coming in from Azar, putting him down with a CC. Heroes Entrance come up, zones them away. That's gonna be Elder Dragon at 1.5k, and Team Secret takes it. And now one team is gonna lose 2 members, and Team Secret is now fighting 5v3. Azar diving into the turret. Diving into that, and they will get the kill. The only one left is gonna be Baya up against Team Secret to defend. But take note, they have the Baron Nashor.
Yeah, exactly, Infinity. He has Baron Nashor. They cannot defend against this. Tatsuri dying is a bit unfortunate there, because if he's alive, Team Secret end for sure.
Look at that, look at the taunt.
I still think they end.
Yeah, inhibitor turret into the mid lane, actually falling down already. 20 seconds on the clock for one team eSports to be alive for everyone, but Team Secret is gonna force to end this. They're going in, and Vaya with a stasis enchant, you can't do damage, and Team Secret takes game 2 of the series.